watching you. Alright guys, Tommy here from Terra Diva, and today we're getting back to doing that forage harvester service and pre-harvest check. If you've watched the first two videos, then you'll know what we're up to. If it's your first time, go and check out the first two videos. We'll show you how to professionally or properly do a service pre-harvest check. We're going to follow up this video series with some more intensive repair videos, and maybe, you know, teach you a thing or two about setting up a chopper. So let's not waste any time and let's get straight into it. If anybody's got a nice idea of getting the oil out of the final drives, instead of using a bit of downpipe like there, that thing, I've been meaning to make something better for a few years now, and I just never seem to get around to doing it. So if anybody's got a cool idea, send it my way and maybe we'll make a video out of it. So we've got the oil dripping out of there. The oil's a bit black, but there's no major filings on the magnet, so no worries there. I also had no noticeable play on the wheel. Now these choppers and combines generally have a bit of play on them, so you can do all the bushes. You can make all the bushes new. You can do the axial joints new. You can do all sorts of stuff, and they will still have a bit of play. The repair kit for the back axle also costs about $1,000 per side. The bushes and the thrust bearings and whatnot. So if there is like this tiny, we're talking about a tiny bit of play, you can just feel this little clink clunk, it's okay. Go to a new machine, go to your dealer, go to a new machine and try it out. There is exactly the same amount of play. This isn't a BMW M5, it's not an E-Class Mercedes. It's more of a Rover sort of tolerance on the back axle, you know, British Leyland tolerance. So I get the oil out of the other side, and then we'll meet back up here again to see what we do after that. Okay, so I've got that done. I've put the left hand side down. Obviously, I forgot to turn the final drive to the position where I can fill the oil up, but it's alright. Getting the oil ready. Dog's here. Hey, Mr. Priest, you a good boy? I've taken the oil bucket out from underneath the motor, and I've taken the oil bucket out from underneath the differential and closed the differential up and closed the motor up. When you do the rear differential, there's 15 litres or 40.5 litres of oil in it, and every time I use a 15 litre oil pan and it's It's always touch and go, you know. Now we're gonna get, before it starts cooling down, we're gonna get to the fan drive gearbox and everything at the front, except for, no. First we're doing the fan drive. So, the fan drive, I'll show you what I mean. The fan is there, the radiator fan. This is the fan drive. The belt is knackered. Pretty sure you can see that the belt is shagged. Another point that also very commonly gets worn out is this bearing here. We're gonna undo the slack and we're gonna pull the belt off, and then we're gonna go through everything. Yeah, you know, we're gonna go through all the bearings, from the tensioner, the balancer. It's always important to look around this area here, because these motors were very well known for shitting the crank seal. We'll loosen the drive belt from the motor and from the air conditioning and alternator and whatnot, and we'll wobble about on the water pump and all the rest of it up here. We replaced that tensioner not too long ago, and we need to now, I'm not sure if you can see it, I haven't got a torch with me. Yeah, that gearbox there, right in the middle of the picture, that turns the fan, we need to let that oil out. So some people will say, why didn't you turn the wheels? Because there's no motor oil in it. And I didn't turn the wheels before I let the motor oil out, because then it'd have been the wrong way around to let the motor oil out. There's no good way of doing it, except for taking the right wrench with you. I just took the wrong one. And I dropped my wrench in the oil pan as well. So the oil's draining out. Excuse me. I've taken the breather out the top. Is important. You don't have to replace the breather every time. In fact, this is also the original breather. However, I seriously recommend any breathers to blow them through with pressurized air and clean them, because most of these gearboxes will not fail unless there's a problem with the breather. Okay, heat in the gearbox builds up pressure, and that's when you start getting blown seals and whatnot. So a general rule anyway, no matter what you're repairing, clean the breathers. If it's got breathers, blow them out. That's not very good.
It's just not right. It's really eerie here. Something's fucky.
This is from the fan drive gearbox, and there's actually no magnet on the fan drive, but in the bottom screw there's like a little hole, and it was full. It was full of iron filings. Now there's no chunks, but these are real flakes. Okay, this isn't just years of wear. These are real flakes. So somewhere something is starting to shit itself. Now I've had a good old wobble about. I can't feel anything yet. We'll pull that belt off as well, and we'll have a feel from the right hand side and see if we can find anything. If we can't find any play, I'm not pulling this out, okay? For those of you who don't know it, is most of these drain screws are extending thread, meaning the thread at the front is slimmer than at the back, so this wedges itself into the drain hole. That means you have to use PTFE tape or Teflon tape, whatever you like to call it, so that this doesn't weld itself together. Okay, and I use Teflon tape on pretty much every drain screw anyway, so get yourself a good Teflon tape and use it liberally. So now, just to show you, we've slackened off the belt here on the motor, and not sure if you can see that, but it's got a 1/2 inch space for a 1/2 inch drive, and you just pull it down, and then you can shove something round in here, and it locks into the slacking position. Now I've been around and checked everything. You know, you want to check the belt, obviously. These belts seem to last a long time, so that's not the main concern. Usually my concern would be the tensioner here. This tensioner's new and good. The one thing is the Klima compressor. Well, I wonder if you, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it works, just there's a rattling in there, so that's also a sign that at some point we're going to be either changing the compressor or the clutch on the compressor. The one thing that I noticed that we could actually do here is this this roller, and I noticed that it's knackered because it's warm. Now it's the exact same roller as this one here, and there's a, I mean, you can't see it here, but there is a genuine difference in temperature. And you know, it rolls, but there's a different cling to it, or a different clang to it. What I'll do is I'll go and get the thermal imaging camera, and we'll see if we can see the difference on the thermal imaging camera. So 37, 38, 39. That's the roller at the top. And 20, hang on, 26, 27 is the roller at the bottom. So you can see a dramatic temperature difference. So we're gonna write that one down. Now, we're gonna get to the nice oily stuff. It does help to not be fat if you're gonna do these jobs. Oh, Christ. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Righty here. Right. Oh. Alright, hang on. So we are now in the motor bay. That's the right hand side of the chopper. And here is the oil filter. And to get into the oil filter, you need a 36mm and a bit of determination. So, I've loosened the oil filter and it should lift out. Now, this pipe is suspiciously in the way, so try not to get too much shit in the filter house. Just let it dribble off a bit. And while we're here, sorry, my horse is a bit sore here. This, I've already cracked it loose, is the main diesel filter. Now the diesel filter, there's a few things you got to watch out for, which I will show you in a minute. So just try and push that on there as well. And to the side of the diesel filter is a... Jesus Christ, where the shit does all that come from? Look at that. Well, here's a secondary filter or sieve. We'll get that out here and we'll have a look at it all on the ground. Now that is something, I don't know if you can see that, you should be able to. That's definitely something I've never seen before in my life. What the? It's like straw. But how does it even get here? How does this get here? The only way that this can get to this point is if somebody's running it without a pre-filter. So the pre-filter is this here. We're going to open this up, have a look and see what that filter looks like. So let's have a look. There was a filter in there. So they have definitely replaced the filter. In the filter, I mean, there's also bits of grass, but not as much as in the main filter sieve. And if you look inside, yeah, all that shit in there. Now before I put the new filters in, because I don't think you guys need to watch me put the filters in, there is one thing that you need to be careful about, and that's on the main diesel filter. Right. This here is the bottom of the diesel filter. It's got a penis. Okay? That thing there, hang on, go over where we can lay it down on the cardboard. that thing here blocks a drain in the filter unit, and you have to get this perfectly aligned so that this sits in the drain so that the machine will stop. The old style filters didn't have this, and you'd have a problem with getting the fuel out when you were changing filters. If you look in here, right, this filter's also, if you can see that, the whole filter is full of shit. I'll cut that open for you guys later. But all I want to say is this has to be lined up perfectly to the drain hole in the filter. Now you'll just have to look at it and try it out, because it's not easy. You're working blind, and if it doesn't match up and you try and screw this down, you can break this off. Sometimes you won't even know it's broken off, and you'll just be sat there wondering why it won't start, and basically all the fuel that gets pumped up here will just keep going down the drain plug. Right, here we are. Not quite. No. Not sure if you can see that right in the middle of the screen. There's a little hole, and that is the hole where the filter, where that penis thing on the filter gets pushed into. Oh, nearly dropped the bugger. What I did. The only problem what we've got now is all that shit in the pre-filter. It's still in there. So I'm trying to open up the filter here and see what the filter housing, and see if we can get any of this shit out of there. Give you a sneaky peek in here. Look at all that scrot. That's all shit. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to remove the pickup line. We've removed this side. We're going to remove the line that goes out towards the motor, and I'm going to get some diesel, and we'll fill it up with just diesel, and we'll pump all that shit out here. Sorry, but I'm not letting that go back into the diesel system. But it's 8 o'clock, and everybody who knows us knows what 8 o'clock is. Prissy? Walkies? Walkies? Is it walkie time? Is it walkie time? So it's Sunday morning and we're back. It's not Sunday morning, it's Sunday afternoon. Oh, I still feel a bit worse for wear with the old corona. It's definitely hanging around. So another thing, before we carry on, another thing you need to be doing while you're in the motor compartment is looking for any leaks. The most common is going to be coolant water leaks. The tank's high up, so start at the header tank and follow all the pipes and lines. Things like charged air are going to be harder to see, but we can see exhaust gas leaks like we'd seen on the other side. We've got a urea leak just in front of the SCR cat. So that indicates a problem to me, that there's something wrong with the injection of urea or AdBlue. Basically, just check around while you're there, while you're doing the filters. You've got a torch in your hand, so have a look around. Oh, it's a bloody bird nesting in the workshop. I've just seen him come in, the little bastard. Yeah, sorry about that. While you're in there, getting all over the place with your torch, look for leaks, look for water leaks, look for diesel leaks. While the motor's running, see if you can see charged air farting out anywhere. If you can hear anything that you think, oh, that sounds a bit dodgy. Check around, like I say, the crankcase. That was a commonplace on the Jaguar, or with this Mercedes, the 473 and the 471 motors had a lot of problems that the crankcase would leak. Cables. One thing that rats love is these machines, okay? A chopper, literally there's so many nooks and crannies full of manky shit, basically, full of manky scum that attracts rodents like rats and mice and all sorts of other things, I dare say. Just make sure everything's in order. Anything that's loose, if you see any Jubilee clips that are loose or whatever, you know, have a play around, no? Have a pull on a few things and just make sure everything is as it should be. That's the general rule of doing a pre-harvest check, is just pulling on everything, wobbling on everything, spinning everything, and making sure it does what it's supposed to do. So now I've got a bucket of diesel. We'll try and tip it in here without making too much mess. Remove this plate at the bottom here, now at least the diesel will wash out downwards, and not if we remove the pickup line and hit this and just everywhere. So I'll wash the rest of my diesel through there. I'll also open the bowl up so the shit that's washed down into the bowl, that we can also get rid of that. Just got to reposition my oil pan. The filters are buttoned up. I'm not sure if I said it before, 55 Newton meters. We've done that.
Real tight.
Yeah, 55 Newton meters for the filter housings. And if you've got a problem with shit in your tank, it more than likely has, if you're always fueling up from a proper fuel station and you're wondering where this shit's coming in, it usually has one entry point, and that is, I'll try and divert you to the entry point of shit. Can you see that pipe going up there with a little silver top on it? That. Well, there's actually two. There's one behind the other. And that pipe is the breather for the diesel tank and the breather for the extra tank. So if you've only got one tank, you will only have one breather. If you've got two tanks, then you'll have two breathers. These breather tops, it's like a filter top. They like to disappear. So when this machine's running at 2000 RPM and it's thrashing ton after ton after ton of maize or corn through its pipe, it's going to be sucking on those diesel tanks. And that means that on these breathers, there will literally be a vacuum. And maybe not so much by maize, but definitely grass harvest, where there's a lot more dust and a lot more crop in the air. It will suck foreign material, so grass, dust, anything that's in the air, it will suck it in to these breather pipes. So make sure that those breather filters are there.
So that's the second of our forage harvester videos, or the third. It's the third. The first one we've done an introduction walk around. That's the second of the two service videos and pre-harvest check videos. Then we're going to get another video out of this service and pre-harvest check, and then we're getting into the repairs. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions about the machines, about me, what I do, hit me up in the comments or give us an email. Check me out on Instagram, TerraDifa39649. Check me out on Instagram, 39629 bollocks. Check me out on Instagram, TerraDifa39629 at Instagram, whatever. We got some daily updates. I'm trying to at least post a picture every day. We'll get some stories and reels. I'm still learning. I don't really know what any of this is. So check us out there. Get us, send us a message there. Send a message here. Until the next time, keep at it, and we'll see you then. Precy, come here. Holy fucking microphone. Fuck you. Good boy.